everyone! Well, what better way to spend a cold winter's day than in front of a beautiful fireplace? And today, that's what we're doing. We're giving a very ugly, outdated fireplace a really sleek, contemporary, new look. On today's FYI Design. But first, Snow Angel. Hi everyone! Welcome to today's FYI Design. Now, on today's episode, we're going to take this drab, boring fireplace and we're going to turn it into this. Isn't that great? Now, here's the breakdown. We're going to actually build these awesome wood beams on either side of the fireplace and connect it with this beautiful mantle that's going to contain uplighting. Going to be a really cool effect. Then, of course, for the surround, we're going to take beautiful pebble mosaic tiles and put it all the way around, and we're actually building up a 7-inch hearth. Going to be really cool to sit on a cold winter's day. Now, just for a pop of color and visual interest, we're going to add some funky retro wallpaper on either side where the built-ins are. Now, as you can tell, this is a lot of work, and I need to quit talking about it and actually do it. So, let's get to work! Alright, now that was really fun because it's fun to demo when you don't have to worry about hurting something, like the drywall. We don't need this drywall because we're going to put concrete backerboard in its place where it should have been in the first place. So the next step is we're going to score the drywall out to where there's a stud so we have something to screw the concrete into. Really fun, really easy, and you really can do this. So take your box knife and score along your straight edge and then just snap it off. Piece of chocolate cake. Oh great, now I'm hungry. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. Clean as you go, people, clean as you go. Now, cutting your concrete backerboard is just like cutting drywall. We're gonna score it and then snap it. Oh my gosh, that was really easy. That was good for first time. Look, this fits perfectly now. It's just time to screw it in. It is looking so good. Here's a little testimonial for you. Now, everyone talks about how hard drywalling and concrete backerboard is. No. I think it's really, really easy. In fact, I'm looking for projects now only that does drywall and concrete backerboard because it is so easy and so fun. I seriously want to do this again. Oh wait, we have to build the hearth. So we are! Yay! Now we're going to focus on building the hearth and the beams for the fireplace. Now, this is all the math we had to do to figure out how big to do the hearth. Now, I can't really take credit for this because luckily my associate Mitch is here to do all that. But now we get to do my favorite thing. We get to cut wood and I get to nail things. That's one of my favorite things to do, so I'm going to get started. We're using 2x6 boards for our hearth. So the first step is to cut them to length and then nail them together, and then all we gotta do is secure it to the floor. Now, we have our initial framing of our hearth in place. We're gonna put on plywood and then our concrete backerboard. Now, before we secure the plywood, I'm going to use liquid nails because sometimes, have you ever noticed in a house there's a squeaky floor? If you liquid nails it and then screw it in place, you won't get that squeaky floor. Now, I know it's just a hearth and it's not necessary, but I don't want anybody sitting on this hearth and squeaking. Not on my watch. Now, once again, the steps are glue it, set it, screw it, and forget it. And we'll do the same thing for the concrete backerboard as well. Now, as you can tell, in this room that was built in probably the 1950s, there's no overhead lighting whatsoever. So we're going to add my favorite thing of all, recessed lights. Now, to make sure we're not going to hit a joist, we're going to drill a pilot hole, then stick a pencil right through it, go to the attic, and then find the pencil to make sure it's going to fit. It's a fun game the whole family can play. Find the pencil. Now, once you've found the pencil, you can cut the opening for the recessed light. Now, for more detailed instructions on installing a recessed light, check out FYI Design Episode 6, Part 2. We are also adding a junction box for our 2 new light switches. Well, part 1 of our electrical is done. We've installed 4 awesome recessed lights, and we've even put our switch right over here with the dimmer. Can you see that? Isn't that awesome? So these lights are so awesome because it's going to add mood lighting anytime you want in this room. Now, the second part of our electrical is we have to add these junction boxes for outlets for the lights that are going on the fireplace. Now, we're also putting the switch right over there with a dimmer, so this will be on a separate switch, mood lighting on the fireplace. It is going to look so cool. So, I need to put these in. Now we've cut our wood and we're going to start installing the framing for our faux beams. It's gonna look good. They ain't going nowhere. Now we're using 2x3s for the frame of our beams. Then we cut pieces of 1x10 lumber to size with 45-degree beveled edges, and then we just nail them in place. Alright, now this next part, I'm not going to lie to you, it was a bit tricky because we had to do a lot of math and a lot of configurations to build this structure for the mantle. Now, here's what we built. We also have these removable shelves inside that the lights will be sitting on. Now, the lights for the mantle will be sitting on this. The cords are going to run through the mantle to this outlet that we put in, and it's controlled by the switch across the room. Now, what's really cool is this top of the mantle is actually going to be removable. And why? Because if you ever need to change the light bulb or one of these lights, it's easy to take off the top and change the light bulb. We're drilling 4 3-inch holes right here. Now the lights are actually going to look like they're completely even with the mantle, totally recessed. It is going to look so cool. So, are you excited? Are you excited? Come on, let me feel it! Once we've secured the final piece of the mantle in place, it's time for sanding. Now, sand it as smooth as you can get it. And once you've got it really smooth, it's time to apply the stain. Alright, well now the Minwax poly shades that we were going to use, well, it was the wrong color. So now we're back to the old-fashioned. We're going to stain it the old-fashioned way. Now what we did is we got the stain that is about the same color as the floor, and we're putting 2 coats. Now, we put the first coat on yesterday, and normally you can wait 3 to 4 hours before you apply the next coat. Unfortunately, yesterday, I was passing a kidney stone. So I was in bed and could not put on the second coat. But good news is, I passed the kidney stone. Let me show you a picture. There it is. That's my baby. Passed it yesterday, and now we're back the next day. We're applying the second coat of stain. We're going to let the second coat dry for about 8 hours, and then we're going to put 2 coats of clear polyurethane sealer on top of it. It is looking so amazing. I cannot wait for the homeowners to see this. Alright, now we put our first coat of sealer on, and all we used was this fast-drying polyurethane. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to rough it up between coats to give the second coat something to stick onto. And we're using really, really fine sandpaper. That's all you need. Rough it up just a little bit. That's really all you need to do. Well, now that we have our wood stained and sealed, it's now time to install our beautiful mosaic stone pebble surround. Now, this is going to look so cool. Now, there are several steps involved with this, and it may look hard, but I promise it is easy. We're going to show you the easiest way to get the best possible look. So, let's go. Now, what I like to do is I like to use thumbtacks to hang a piece in place, so then I can cut off the proper amount. Now, I'll do this for the entire top to make sure the pieces fit together properly. Then it's time to apply the mortar and put the tiles in place. Now, press firmly using a grout float to make sure every stone is touching the mortar. Now, it's always important when you're working with porous stone or tile, you have to seal it before you grout it. You don't want the grout to adhere to the stone. So seal it, then grout it, and then seal it again. Now, sometimes if you can't afford a grout mixer and these little paint stirrers are just too flimsy, you can always use your hands. Oh, it feels so goopy. Okay, stop right here. I've changed my mind. Do not mix sanded grout with your hands. It completely tore up my hands. They have been bleeding for 2 days. Look at this. I take it back. Do not mix sanded grout with your hands. I hurt. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. Grouting is gonna make your arm hurt. Press the grout firmly between the tiles. Then after about 15 minutes, start wiping it off. Now, be patient. It's gonna take some time to get those tiles clean. And then, once the grout is fully cured, seal it and then enjoy it. Alright, I'm so excited because our wallpaper finally arrived. Would you look at this? This is gorgeous. It's very retro. It is going to look so good behind these built-in shelves. I am so excited to put this up. Hanging wallpaper is easy. Just cut the length you want, apply an even coat of paste, and then fold the piece together and let it set for 5 minutes to relax the paper. Then apply it to the wall. Now, to cut the excess paper, just use a straight edge and a box knife. Easy and fun. Alright, we're getting very close, and now it's time for all the fun stuff, including the uplighting in our mantle. Now, this is so easy. All we're doing is we're running the cord through the hole that we've already pre-cut over to our outlet that we installed, and it's as easy as just screwing the lights right in place. It is really that easy, and it's going to look so cool. Alright, now, if you've watched any of the FYI Design episodes, you know one thing, and that I love decals. I love them. I am seriously in love with them. Now, we've gotten one for over the fireplace. It's a really, really cool dandelion decal. It's fun, it's whimsical, it's going to be really cool. Now, if you're looking for cheap decals, go to wallsneedlove.com. Now, they don't pay me anything for advertising for them, but I love them. You can pick almost any design, any color, and it is really affordable. So check that out. So we're going to put this dandelion right here. We're going to have wispies flying away. It is definitely going to add to this focal point. So let's do it. For more detailed instructions on applying a decal, check out FYI Design Episode 5, Part 1.
My name is Lindsay Prinkio, and I've lived here for 6 months, maybe? I would say my design style is like bohemian. Well, my expectation is very high because I saw you all working, and I think it's gonna be amazing. But, I think it's gonna be beyond what I think it's gonna be. I would totally recommend FYI Designs to anybody. It's been wonderful.
Alright everyone, it's the big moment of truth. Lindsay has just got back in town after being gone for 2 weeks. She has no idea what the fireplace looks like, and now it's time to show her. Lindsay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Come on in! Do you love it?
Wow!
Look at this!
Speechless. This looks so different. Holy fuck.
Do you love it?
I love it. I cannot believe how much I love that. It's so retro.
Isn't it retro? That's exactly the word I was using. We were putting up the wallpaper and I was like, This is retro. But look at this.
I love it! Oh my gosh! For some reason, it like really gives depth.
Depth, yes.
I mean, I guess because you put some depth on it.
It totally, yeah, it brings that forward. But I was putting up the wallpaper and I was thinking this, actually, if somebody walked in the house, they would think that's original wallpaper.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they really would, because it's that retro.
For sure. I love that it's gold in there. Like,
Stuff in the mantle. So you got these, but look at the cool lights.
I cannot wait to see it in the
dark. It's awesome.
Yes. Awesome.
And then the stone. Look how beautifully it turned out.
It did. I like
And you
that.
can sit on the hearth now.
Yes.
You can sit by the fire.
Yep. And it made the fire look nice.
It really did. and the door's in, so you have 2 doors.
I can't wait for the before and after.
It's insane.
That's
Jurassic.
crazy. And this is my thing, right?
That's
what you bought for
yes.
me.
I was like, that. If that isn't Lindsay, I don't know what is. Blowing a dandelion in the wind.
And with the wallpaper,
It just feels so funky, you know, like it does. Well, everyone, you've seen it. Lindsay loves it. Do you love it?
I love it.
I'm so glad. We're going to show you the before and afters now. It's a huge transformation. I mean, I really, really like it. I think you're going to get...
Mind-blowing. It really is mind-blowing. Compared to what it was.
Compared to what it was, it really is.
Awesome.
And you have some place to sit now on a cold winter's day. Maybe roast some marshmallows. It's going to be good. All right, here's some before and afters. We'll see you next time on FYI Design.